Hi everyone, Quill18 here, and welcome to another League of Legends tutorial slash commentary. After my first video, I intended to make another sort of basic tutorial showing just some very simple basic ideas about how to play League of Legends. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a good video editing setup to have that put out on time, so I've decided to just put that aside for now and go ahead commentating some of the games that I had recorded on my computer that I think might also be educational. And hopefully I'll get back to the basics at some point, or if even better, I'll try to incorporate that into these sorts of tutorials. I had a couple of requests in comments to do videos highlighting some other heroes like Alistair and Singed, and what I'll try to do is get to that as soon as possible. In fact, I may play a game as Alistair right after I finish shoutcasting this game. Now this is one I recorded about a week ago, and yeah, let's get right to it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip ahead in time a little bit in a moment, just to try to skip some of the slow early parts and get right into it. As you can see, I'm playing a Sivir and I'm picking the middle lane. Being in the middle means you'll get more experience points than being in one of the top or bottom lanes because you get full XP from killing minions rather than splitting it with a partner. But the dangerous thing if you're just starting out is there's a lot more pressure on you individually to perform because you don't have a partner to back you up. Here's the cut. And at this point I'm level 8. I've done a really good job of pushing middle. I haven't gotten any kills and I haven't died yet. Now I'll explain sort of the philosophy there in a sec, but right now I'm just trying to push this tower, get some damage in there, and of course, whenever possible, kill some minions for some gold and experience points. So, I've been left alone in the middle here because I've successfully pushed away Ryze, who I've been dueling back and forth with just by harassing him and keeping him low. But I want to be careful and I don't want to stay by this tower too long because if I'm looking at my mini-map, there you go, I can see that there's a couple of heroes missing and I could very likely be ambushed very soon. So I started running back as early as possible to try to get back to my tower. Now maybe I should have gone a little sooner, but as it turns out, I was able to get back to my tower perfectly fine. But Warwick could have very easily killed me there. So it shows you one of the concerns. When you're all alone, you have to be watching the mini-map all of the time because you never know when someone's going to jump out of the bushes and come after you. So always have an escape plan. Always know that you can get away if something comes up. In terms of items on Sivir, what I always do is I start off by getting the Meki Pendant for mana regen, and I upgrade that to a Chalice of Harmony as soon as possible. The reason for that is I really like to harass with her Boomerang ability quite a bit. It really works out for me and lets me play what I consider sort of I'm going to borrow a term from poker here, a sort of a small ball strategy. In poker, there's two very basic strategies that you can use, which is you can try to keep pots very small and be safer, or you can try to be a little bit more big and reckless and win really big pots when you win. And what some of the professionals do, especially in tournament play, is they do try to keep the pots very small to minimize their risk. The idea being they're probably going to win in the long run, so why make big, huge chances that could lose you your entire stack? And when I'm in the middle, that's how I like to play. Especially with Sivir, I get Boomerang because it's a very long range, and I just like to sort of pick away at people as much as possible. And I don't really jump in for the kill because I don't want to risk getting killed myself. And part of the reason is I'm very confident that I can do better at pushing the middle. I will get more kills, I will do more damage to the towers, and so on. And so yeah, that's why I have the 0-0-0 record right now. And I'm really happy with that. I'm higher level than everyone else, even Ryze, who I was in the middle with. Lots of action going on, wow. Even Ryze, who was in the middle with me, can't compete in terms of level because he just kept getting dinged enough that he kept having to get pushed back. So yeah, that's my strategy with mana regen. But the other way you can do it is you can start off with the lifesteal item. Oh, I'm going to try to kill Ryze here. Oh, and he blinks away. Oh, and then I get counterattacked. This is going to be very bad here. Can I make the escape? If no one else joins the fight, I think I can do it. Oh, here we go. I see an ally, so I'm going to try to pull Warwick over to my Shaco, and we can hopefully two-man him, but... Uh-oh. Why am I running away? Oh, that's why. Because there's two more people coming from the bottom, and I'm trying to get out of range. I've got my ultimate popped, which makes me run faster, and I'm trying to get to the bushes so I can escape, and there I go. So as I was saying, the other possible starting build you could do for a middle is someone with a ranged attack. Sorry, I mean a lifesteal item. And the reason you go with a lifesteal item is so that you can stay in the middle as long as possible. You can afford to be a little more aggressive, take a little bit of damage, and then hit things to get your life back up. If I don't have lifesteal at all, I've got to be really careful to minimize how often I get hit, because I'm not going to be regenerating life, and there's a big risk there. Another big fight going on here with Udyr being surrounded by 3 enemies. He's trying to flash away, but I don't think he's going to make it. He's been exhausted, slowed. Now I'm here, but I'm all alone, so I'm not going to be able to kill anyone, but I do try to throw my boomerang to harass, and then I'm going to try to probably protect my tower. Ooh, that is rough. Maybe I shouldn't have ventured quite that far, but I'm going to be safe. Again, I'm going to continue with the harassment. I'm going to try to kill off these minions and make sure that our tower doesn't take too much damage. And now what we have is, we have 3 people here. Shaco, we have Pantheon, and we're going to push back a little. Now our Shaco ran into the middle of it, maybe a little bit dangerous. Oh, our Master Yi's there as well. And everyone's really low, so we're going to see if we can get some kills. And it's important to try to stay grouped. That's what we're trying to do. When one of our people is alone, they're at a huge risk. But when we're in a group, things go a lot better, especially if we can catch one of them out of position. And so the name of the game, and I know I do this a little bit more maybe than you should, or that most people do, but I do like to play cautiously. And frankly, caution is really the key word when you're just starting out, because when you're starting out, more often than not, you will be overcommitting to things. You will be pushing in too far, too deep, too aggressively. You're going to die to towers a lot. You're going to die to people sneaking around behind you and trapping you a lot. And so being careful will really give you the opportunity to do as good as possible. Part of the issue is that part of the thing you want to keep in mind is some heroes are better late game than others. And when you're playing those heroes especially, you really don't want to get involved too early, because sometimes your hero just doesn't work out early on. But as long as you survive and you don't give the enemy too many deaths and you don't feed them too much, you're going to do really, really well in the late game. So you've got to know your hero, you've got to know the sort of flow of the game, and if you're in a lane with someone, you've got to understand what kind of skills that person has. If both of your characters have stuns, you're very likely to be able to get a lot of kills, and you should play more aggressively. But if you don't have stuns, all you're doing is putting yourself at risk. So here you can see a great example of setting up an ambush for someone who's run off on his own, which is a terrible idea, because me and my friend Briarstone, who plays Pantheon, we just sat in the bushes, set up an ambush, and got a kill. And then our Shaco goes off on his own and gets himself killed. So again, myself and Briarstone, my Pantheon, we're going to stick together. We're going to set up another ambush here, right here, and look, this Master Yi, all on his own. So we're going to take the opportunity and just murderize him. Although Rise is coming, we've got some slows that have gone off on us. I don't think we're going to get Master Yi, because he's pulped his ultimate, which lets him run away very quickly. And now our situation's got a bit bad. It's possible that we got baited there. But we're going to be able to escape out of this just fine. I'm going to loop around, try to get close to Pantheon again, just to give him some cover. But I think we're both going to be able to escape, as long as there's no stun. Yep, there we go. We're perfectly fine. So there's 3 of them in the middle if you look at the minimap, and we're going to try to regroup here by the tower. I'm just checking to see if I've got enough money for my Stark's Fervor, which is a really key item for group fights. It's really nice if someone on the team gets it. So yeah, you can see they're still trying to push the middle. Now, as long as we stick close to our towers, I don't think anything's going to happen to us. Briarstone is thinking about maybe doing a pounce on them, but we're both at about, half health, 2/3 health. We don't want to risk too much. Now, Shaco has run in. He's going to try to do a stealth and a kill on maybe Master Yi, but I think it's going to work out really bad for him. He's too low level. There's too much damage going on there, especially Rise does a lot of burst damage, so you don't want to face him when you're low. And again, we're going to be forced to push back here. But I always take the opportunity whenever possible to throw out a stun. Uh-oh, now I'm really low, and Warwick is chasing me, and he's going to be able to finish me off there, but he's right next to the tower, and it's going to kill him too. Actually, our Pantheon gets the kill on that. And unfortunately, I don't think I even got an assist on there, because it's been too long since I hit him. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have backed up sooner. I'm not sure. I felt pretty safe near the towers, and in fact, I was safe enough that it did kill him. So now, in downtime, you don't want to stop paying attention. You want to pay attention to the fights that are going on, know where people are going, maybe even take the opportunity to direct people, since you have the luxury of looking at the map. But also, you want to look at what items everyone has built, and right about now I discover that my Pantheon is also building a Stark's Fervor, which is a bit redundant and unfortunate, but I'm still going to go with it. So when I play Sivir, again, I do play Sivir as more of a support/pushing character, where I'm trying to make sure I get lots of really efficient kills on minions, and I get items that help out in a group fight, like a Stark's Fervor. Sometimes, especially if someone else is building a Stark's, instead I'll build a Malady. A Malady does the same thing as Stark's in a way. It gives you a lot of attack speed and a lot of lifesteal, which is really nice later in the game because you can do a lot of damage with that. But it's just a solo individual buff. The advantage is it's a little cheaper to build that item, and it does give you another really interesting ability. But so you want to balance it out. So here's my build for Sivir. I got the Chalice